For the past year and a half, my dad and I have been renovating this 1890 farmhouse that my great-great-grandfather built. Hi, I'm Carlee, and welcome to my 1890 farmhouse that was originally built by my great-great-grandfather 136 years ago. This house has been in my family since then, and now I'm the next lucky generation to take care of it until it's someone else's turn in my family. And the goal was exactly that, to save this house. When we started, there was so much damage and just lack of care put into this house for 20 odd years. Now, today is drywall day, and I want to give you a tour, take you through the house, and show you what it did look like, what we've done to it, and where we're at now, and the plans for where I want it to go. So you'll be up to date, and then I can take you along for the rest of the journey as we turn this house back into a home. So we are in the living room, aka the lumber yard. I'm gonna take you through where we started and where we're at today and the vision for the future. You're a guest and you're walking into my house, and this is the view you will see. So what we had to do, there was termites all in the house, so we have had to completely rip up the floor I'm standing on, all new floor joists, new plywood, as well as this space right here was a wall. And there's actually at one point the exterior of the home, but this was an addition in the early 2000s. But that wall was ate up with termites, and there was a lot of damage in the floor, in the wall, so it had to be ripped out, and instead of replacing it, we decided to open it up. But with that drop down header, it made it still feel not fully open concept, you know, like I wanted there to be separate spaces, but I did like it being open because it offered that flow for guests to feel welcome. We've ripped all that out. We put a header in to support it. So once we've gotten the floor, the wall removed, the header in, this space was pretty good, which is, I mean, basically all of it was redone. Now, the vision for this space, since it is the living room and it is the newest addition to the house, like I said, it was done in early 2000s, it is all drywall, and the rest of the house is tongue and groove. So to tie the rest of the house to this new addition and make it feel cohesive, we're gonna add a tongue and groove wainscoting pretty high up because I love artwork, so I want it to act picture ledge. So I don't have to keep putting nails in my wall, I can just lean up new art. That's the vision, so wainscoting all around. And then a fun light fixture as well as faux beams. Just because it is such a blank canvas for the ceiling, I want to bring back some of that character instead of just having a blank space. Now, moving into the dining room and kitchen, which is the adjoining spaces. This is the dining room. So to take it back, so how we started was there was a wall separating the dining room from the living room. Once again, we removed that, as well as there was a wall that separated the dining room from the kitchen on either side of this fireplace. And there's a door you would walk through to get to the kitchen. So instead of just having a door, and that was the only access to the kitchen, we opened it all up. As well as, we changed the layout quite a bit now that I think about it. There is a window in the back and a door to my left, your right. We closed that door and we closed up this window because the adjoining spaces are a pantry and a bathroom. So we just reformatted the layout to make more sense and make the most use of our space. With that, the major thing in here we changed was the ceilings. I'm 5'3" and I could stand and touch the ceiling. So we looked above it and it was nothing but attic space above it. So we vaulted the ceiling. That was the major change, and it has made the most dramatic impact. Then once we did that, we were able to save so much tongue and groove that boards, because the ceiling was tongue and groove that we removed, we saved all of that and put them back on the walls. And then the ceiling itself, we've added beadboard, and the rafters that were holding that ceiling up, we repurposed as exposed beams. The character it adds, those beams are that rich caramel color, and they don't have any stain on them. They are all natural. They're just sealed with clear to protect them. Now, the ceiling was not original to the house, but I felt like it fit, and it added so much warmth and wood tone and character. It just felt like a farmhouse. So we added that beadboard back into the newly vaulted ceiling to once again make the whole space feel cohesive. All right, so moving into the vision for this space. So the fireplace does not currently work. I could see fixing it up in years to come, but for now, we will just add a very pretty mantle to the space, a long dining room table that my dad will build from cedar we saved from the farm. There's a cedar tree that fell. We got it milled, and now he's gonna make my dining room table out of cedar. I'm so excited. I love cedar. It smells so good, and it has this rich, almost purple color to it. Anyway, stay tuned for that. The giant piece of art on the back, and on this blank open wall, I really want to find a vintage piece of furniture, like a vintage gigantic bookcase, like cabinets on the bottom, rows of shelves. The wall is very big, and I don't want to keep adding so much art. I think storage, having those cabinets and optimizing that space with pretty on top would be a really good way to finish off this space. That is all for the dining room. Now moving into the kitchen. Now the kitchen. At one point, like I said, there's this wall right here. Well, there's a door that would let you from the kitchen into the living room. So we opened that all up, and we removed everything from the kitchen. But we did save the main kitchen sink, and they had another sink that was actually right about here on that wall that my dad remembers washing up. When they came in from working on the farm, they would have to wash their hands here. So I can just imagine what would be my great-grandmother washing dishes over here and telling them to get over there before they eat and wash their hands at the old sink. So we've saved both of those, and we're repurposing them through the house. And actually the kitchen sink will go right back on this wall, but getting ahead of myself. Same thing with the flooring in here. We had to add more support and layer new plywood on top just to make it all level, because we removed that wall and they were added at different times, all out of whack, and it's still not perfectly level, but for a 136-year-old farmhouse, I'm pretty pleased with how we were able to do that. We once again vaulted the ceilings. The same ceilings join the dining room and the kitchen. And actually, this fireplace is a double-sided fireplace. So the fireplace that's in the dining room opens up on the backside in the kitchen. So it's a double-sided fireplace. Now moving into the design and the vision for the new layout. There will be a long working island in the center. Then there will be a cabinetry right here that is optimized as like a coffee bar pretty moment. Then to the right of the laundry room door, there will be a fridge, stove, you've got some cabinetry, dishwasher, and then that old sink we are repurposing with upper cabinets that will have glass panes and lower cabinetry. And that pretty much sums up the kitchen. What I would love to find is a vintage piece of furniture that could act as the island, and we just put a new countertop on top. That would be amazing. But we will see. If not, we do plan to custom build all the cabinetry. I'm really excited about the custom built cabinetry. Then there's to the right, there's like a little, what used to be their pantry, essentially. My great grandmother would store their flour in there. We're gonna turn that into the half bathroom. Like I said, this is the laundry room back here. And then over here in this far corner is the pantry. I'm actually really excited about the pantry. I'm thinking color drench everything, open shelves, butcher block, cabinets underneath, shelving underneath, and instead of it being cabinets, have a pretty curtain that matches the color drenched walls. That would be really awesome. And then in the entryway, there's a wall here and a door at the bottom of the stairs, and it blocked so much light that we removed that wall. We removed all the paneling from on top of the tongue and groove walls and exposed the original boards. And when we did have to add some electrical and rework some doors, so when we did that, we removed all the tongue and groove very carefully, and now we are in the process of putting it back. Same thing all throughout here. The flooring was completely rotted. This was actually probably the worst of it. It was a huge sag. Like if you put a marble, that thing would have rolled fast to the front door. That's how bad it was. Another huge thing in here, we had to work with the ceiling because we added a bathroom upstairs and all of the plumbing had to be worked into this ceiling. We were able to do that really neatly and keep all the plumbing really tight. Those were the main spaces. Now you're in the bedrooms. So the bedrooms, there was carpet, there was drywall, there was Celotex. So we removed all of that. We've removed all of the staples, added new outlets and lighting, placed all of the tongue and groove boards, exposed all of those. So the tongue and groove on the ceiling will stay, the tongue and groove on the walls will stay, and we'll carry the hardwood from the living room into the bedrooms. There is a bathroom off of the side of this. The master bedroom does have a connecting bathroom. This is the bathroom, so you'll walk in. There will be a beautiful hutch that we're turning into a double vanity with a mirror. Then you've got the shower and a toilet room. And that's the plan for here. Moving on to the guest bedroom. The guest bedroom is basically mimicking the master bedroom, except we had a whole lot more termite damage over here, so not all of the walls will be tongue and groove, unfortunately. But we were able to save one, and actually it had wallpaper on it, and my mother sanded all the wallpaper off and exposed this beautiful rich wood that I think once sealed will make this room. But the catch is we also have to do that on the ceiling. So that is going to be one shoulder burn, but to see all of that wood cleaned up, I think will really make this room. We will be adding trim, crown molding, and baseboards to all of the spaces. I think I forgot to mention that. Once again, there's a bathroom that attaches to this space, and I'm really excited for that. We were able to find a cabinet off Facebook Marketplace and a sink from Habitat for Humanity, and we made this beautiful vanity from it. I got a cast iron tub from a yard sale and 2 oak panels that I'm going to use as the linen closet doors, and another toilet from Habitat for Humanity. So this bathroom is really on a budget, and I'm so excited to have all of those pieces in play. Really is like solidifying the design in my head. This is the upstairs bedroom. With this, I'm gonna probably keep it pretty simple. We were blessed and very little work had to be done up here. I'm talking, there was a linoleum rug on top of these untouched hardwood floors. Drywall that looked like paneling on the walls and Celotex on the ceiling. So once you rip all that off, there's this beautiful wood ceiling, wood walls, the floor. Maybe eventually I'll paint it because it is like a wooden box, but because I'm unsure of doing that right now, I think I'm just gonna give all of it a good sand. Yeah, we're gonna sand every wall, seal it, add a good chunky baseboard and crown molding, and paint those a color. That is how I'm gonna introduce color into this room and break up some of the wood at this point. As well as this is my Aunt Valley's furniture set. I've refinished all of it, and that will be the furniture that goes in this bedroom. Also, all of the fireplaces will be functioning well. All of the fireplaces will be fixed up, and the new mantle or zhuzh up the mantles that are already there. Now heading over to this other space that is going to be my office. My camera ended up dying, but this will be the office. It's the same thing as the other bedroom. And it very well could be a bedroom, but I need an office. I work for myself, so this is going to be my office. Same thing, dress up the fireplace, sand and seal the ceilings, walls, and flooring. Add some pretty trim work, paint that. That'll be the pop of color in here that breaks up this wooden box. Then if we step through this door back to the landing, this landing, keep it pretty simple. Honestly, I'm thinking of hanging a quilt. There is actually within the house, we found these beautiful family quilts, so many stacked up here and just stored and like lost from time. We found them, and now I'm thinking of hanging a quilt here because that would be a big artwork, big piece of color, but also a really neat way to showcase family history. However, the biggest change we did make to the landing though was added a wall. As you can see, so that wall is actually going to separate and create a bathroom. So this bathroom space back here, it's humble, but because the two main bathrooms downstairs are directly attached to a bedroom, I didn't want these two upstairs bedrooms to have to walk through somebody else's bedroom to get to a bathroom. So we had the space, figured I'd utilize it. Probably just tile this, that'll be the shower, toilet, pedestal, sink. And yeah, honestly, that upstairs, as far as damage, this was the most untouched, undamaged space. And when I first looked at this house, this up here was what saved it, because downstairs was so bad. It was so bad I couldn't have a vision for it or see what it could be. But once I came up here and I saw all of the wood and the ceilings and the floor and the space, like I really got a visual for what this house could be. I'm telling you, I'm not sure I would have gone through with this if the upstairs didn't look how it looks now. Now follow along, because every other Wednesday I'll be posting updates and taking you with me as we renovate this 1890 farmhouse that my great grandfather built. Honestly, I have a vision for it and how it will serve my time here, but the goal is to just take care of it and have it last another 100 years so the next generation can take care of it, because this is something special. So I hope you can feel that and are excited to be a part of it. But next week we will be finishing up the walls in the master, prepping for drywall, maybe getting drywall. Okay, thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.